Hello, at 29th Black Nights Film Festival here in Tallinn, Baltic Film Competition, and one of our 3 world premieres comes from Latvia, and Alise Zariņa together with me to present you a film which even we have a poster, Flesh, Blood, and Even Heart. Maybe I will. Alise, you wrote a script first of all.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah. And how you? I'm always curious. Title is a face of a film. When you invent a title for a film, during writing, before writing, or maybe you changed in a process?
I changed in the process. I still have to. I still don't have the Latvian title because, and we need it till Wednesday, so I'm suffering. But this title actually it comes from a quote. I have a young actress there, and she says the thing about like what happens when you throw Barbie on a floor, and then she explains to the lady that nothing bad happens to Barbie, but a human woman has inside all kinds of organs, even a heart. So I thought that's a very cute thing. I mean, the little actress came up with that in an improvisation. So and Flesh Blood, it's of course about the relationships in the family, but also about the hospital background in the film. But yeah, it came afterwards. So.
Yeah, it's your film mixes drama, humor, and it very strangely feel good film.
We just had a like sort of a test screening, and I realized that it's people laugh after the first half, but at the beginning they're not comfortable because they don't know if they should be serious or not, and I could see that people are like at jokes. They're like, should I laugh? Is it okay to laugh? And I thought that's some kind of Baltic mentality. So it's like either should be either sad or funny. So it's like I'm stuck in between. So I don't know. Or maybe the jokes are bad. I don't know.
But as a writer, Alise, you when you wrote a script, you planned jokes or expected jokes?
A bit, but I mean, I don't want to like write jokes as in sense it's a comedy, a joke, a pause or something. It's more like the part that comes from my experience is the hospital part. And when like I was in a hospital last time because a close person to me was, not my father, but a close person to me was in a bad state, I was looking around and I was really sad, but I was like all the time seeing absurd, like funny things happening, and my like writer mind is making these little notes because is this really happening? So it's more about just looking for the absurd or tragicomic in these like hardest situations and then stealing from life.
And it's a bit of surreal adventure in the corridors of this big building. I'm always scared of big hospitals, to be honest.
Yeah, when I presented this film to a script consultant from Germany, she said that I've invented a very good Kafkaesque scenes in hospital, but actually they're all like collected from life. So that's also like I did interview like people and ask them for their hospital associations. You also know that getting lost in Baltic post-Soviet hospitals.
Of course, we have our when I am driven in front of hospital, I always think I don't want to end up inside. So let's talk about hospital. When how did you shot these surreal scenes? In some scenes, you even could feel that David Lynch is nearby in one room. Could be. Is it real hospital or you found location?
Thank you for the Lynch. It's a lot of hospitals actually, because we shot in regional hospitals because we thought there's going to be more space to shoot, like less people. But then we also needed this feel of the city hospital, so we also shot in Riga. We shot during nights when there are less people, but it was actually kind of crazy because like it was a real hospital and we get a lot of situations. For example, like my camera crew is taking an elevator and then a deceased person, and that person has been like got in the elevator and it's 3 a.m. and you can see the camera people going like. But it kind of helped. It was like it helped me to kind of keep the realistic aspect of it, because for me it was important to catch this uncomfortable, like this helplessness of hospitals. And sometimes when you get too much in your story, you forget the reality. But if you're shooting in a real hospital and there's a lot of like life happening, and then it's like all the time is this reminder we're in an actual hospital. There are actual like people, and of course we didn't shot the actual people, but it was an actual hospital. And, it had
and all scenes which we see in a film were shot in hospital, not in any studio.
Yeah, in different hospitals.
Yeah, I really felt authenticity in your film, and obviously I wish to ask about casting of Eva, your lead actress. She is not debutant. She had some roles, but this is her first lead. First leading big role.
Yeah, she's a big theater star back home, and I don't know why she hasn't been filmed much before, because she has such a good. I think she's such a good film actress. She has this micro mimic working for her. I don't know. I could just look at her. I really like looking how she works with her face. But I had quite a big of casting. An interesting thing during my casting was that. I think most of the actresses I tell them the story. It's about a complicated relationship with his father, and most actresses are like, yes, that's my story. I think one actress was like, no, I have healthy family relationships with my father. Like, and so most of them, including Eva, had also some kind of like very personal like experience with the story. And I mean, that's Eva's story to tell, of course, but that also I think helped a lot, that it's a very, in a way, typical generational story, so an actress could also bring a lot to the role. And I don't know, I love working with Eva. And the little actress was actually, I think they were weirdly similar, actually.
Really cute. she is really cute. It's I think for her it's total debut. You casted. We just talked about Estonian film, Plenty of Children. Was it big casting process?
And she was the youngest.
She was.
She was. What never happens, because usually my casting director said, like, look for a 7-year-old. 7-year-olds, they already understand. So, and she comes and she's 5, and my casting director, oh no, not a 5-year-old. But she was so professional. She was. Like, for example, I'm shooting a scene and I remind her, like, just don't look in the camera. And she's like, oh, Lisa, I would never look in camera. And she was so focused. You know the scene when she's crying? That was a crazy story. We were shooting late at night. She was super focused, but she was like cold, and it was in the pool. And at one point she breaks and she starts to cry. And I'm like, do you want to end filming? And she's like, no. And I looked at her, and there wasn't the scene who's crying. I just looked at her and said, so how would you feel if you shot as you cried right now? And she's like, okay. I'm like, but I need you not to stop then. She's like, okay. So she sits down, she's like shivering there, and she's crying, and she really cries, and I feel like a monster. It's a 5-year-old crying there. And then I say cut, and I go and I hug her, and she immediately stops crying, and she's like, it's okay. But she was like really, I mean, I think she really enjoyed doing that, and I admire her talent. Really.
And you already mentioned improvisations. As you as a director, you prefer to choreograph all scenes and rehearse, or you allow actors to add during shooting, to improvise here and there?
Not really, but I think it's because of the limited budget thing. We improvise a lot during rehearsals, and we look for something. I like to talk with my actors a lot, how they feel, how they see this, but I think then we shoot. But it's time consuming. As many directors, I would, like to take much more time to shoot the same scene and to like improvise more, but reality.
And another interesting, intriguing part of your film is a medieval element, medieval action and happening. I know that maybe it's a pure Baltic adventure. When you thought about this medieval fights and theater-like to involve in your film?
That's a bit of a metaphor, of course, for modern masculinity. But my actually my ex-boyfriend did that a long time ago, and I thought it was very interesting because it is like a very different world. The fight we have in the film, it's a real fight. They were. I said, guys, pretend to fight. They were just fighting. But yeah, for me it was very interesting because I talked with those guys and they said that less and less people do that, and they're kind of like sad about this thing dying out. But at the same time, there's something really like this. It's kind of like for the main guy, for the partner of Leva, that he kind of wants to find his like this identity and what else, and this is the like kind of this easy wild way, but at the same time it's kind of takes a lot from you because it's like physically very demanding. So it's kind of my not a very like subtle metaphor about trying to be like masculine or viral or something. Masculine, there's masculine in the world, and trying to like understand how to be an okay guy.
And your story is non-linear. You jumping back and forth to the past. You use flashbacks to it's a kind of a remembrance of childhood.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to do that because I think flashbacks are very, very hard, of course, to do, so they don't feel like very soap opera like. But I don't know, like for me, it was I wanted to not give the whole backstory, but just to this feeling of these glimpses of past that my main character is really trying to avoid, but they come back. And also for me, it was important to show that there's no like this tragic or memories of childhood. They're just memories of childhood. It's just something that happened, and childhood in 90s was, of course, more special, I assume, in the sense of freedom and parental non-control, because parents were so young and so like they were like sort of children themselves. And I just wanted to catch just of that feeling, that emotional connection you get with a parent, no matter what kind of parent there is. So I don't know, and I really and I really enjoyed the fact that the father when he was young, it's actor, son and father, right? So they enjoyed working together, trying to mimic each other, a real father, real son. They had never worked together, and I thought that's a nice thing also to play with, and you have really this connection in time through father and son. I don't know, like I did. We shot more of them. I cut a lot of them out also, but I enjoyed to just to recreate this kind of like more of a feeling, more of a mood.
Can I ask how much of your personal experiences or memories are in this film?
Not that much. There's this. I did put in a song my father used to sing to me that was very inappropriate for children, but it's more of a collection of things. Like we took like the scene in the pool. There was a real incident with a very famous photographer in late 90s.
Pozniak.
No, it was Alise was name. But he was like doing these very erotic photos, and he had a scandal that he shot in a school. So we took the same swimming pool, and I wanted to recreate the same like historical event. I have nothing to do with that, but there's something from that. I don't know, a lot of. Same for my previous film. I just like to collect stories in general and then do this soup of stories in a way, like experiences of my friends, experiences of me, some kind of feeling. I mean, my father did call me and said, "Is this film about me?" But I told him that not. I don't think so. But I think it's more about it's a generational memory, because also I've told this with several of my friends my age. Were losing their fathers, whom they didn't have good relationships with, and they went through this turmoil of emotions they did not expect. And for me, it was very interesting to see like very different people, but they went through this very similar experience, because losing somebody you love and you had good relationships is the correct form of grieving. And we have this generation of people who have these very complicated relationships with estranged parents. And I just wanted to look more into it and like explore that a bit. But as I say, my father is alive, so that's good. But no, of course, there's a lot of me, but it's more in the details, in nuances and things I steal from life. So I don't know where the line is.
Let's wish your father a healthy, long life. Alise, thank you, Paldies, for world premiere in Baltic Film Competition, and all good luck to travel far away from Baltic countries. Thank you for this discussion, and I think that you will bring much of warmth and in this quite dark nights in Tallinn. Thank you for coming to PÖFF TV.
I hope so. Thank you.